Creature of the Night. I've been listening to Creatures of the Night.
Okay.
Actually, both of them. You remember Creatures of the Night on tour? There's two.
Well, yeah, like I said, I remember it in your car on the car rides.
No, when we were, yeah, but also on, I think we were on tour, we were playing.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember
Unmasked.
we played The Elder, Unmasked, and Creatures of the Night, and you liked Unmasked and Creatures of the Night the best.
Hey, I'm waiting for my first sip. There may or may not be in there, but the color looks like there could be.
There could be. So what time is it for you now?
Now it's nice. It's a nice 8 o'clock in the morning for me.
Did you guys go back an hour yet?
Yeah, like we went back an hour and we jumped forward an hour, but it's just so dark. It's all dark.
That get a little uneasy? You get a little anxious?
I have to be honest. It's hit me pretty hard. Like the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've been like just really lethargic and just like that.
How do other Finnish people deal with it? Are they used to it? I don't think I could be used to that.
They go to the Canary Islands.
What's that?
It's like an island in like they travel, like Finnish people, because they have like these huge holiday breaks for work. Like people in Finland, like I guess I'm one of them, but they get like months. They'll get like a month off of work. And what they'll do is they'll travel to like, a lot of people go to like Thailand, or they'll go to Spain, because remember, we're in Europe, so it's easy to go to these places.
So it's like people that go to Florida.
It's like people go to Florida.
From the New York winters. They go to Florida.
But I will say, Mag622, how are you? Mikarin too, hi. I will say that a lot of Finnish people don't handle it well. They all also get really crappy and tired, and it's just it's not just me, it's everybody. I mean, no sun.
No, it's got to be difficult. Me and my daughter Lola, we're both middle childs. We're middle children, but she's very nocturnal like me. But when I wake up, like if I go to bed at like, sometimes like I can't sleep and I'll go to bed at like 8 in the morning and I'm just like, shit. And I'll be like, should I stay up the whole day and go to bed the next day? I actually did this today. I got up at 5 in the morning today and it's now almost 10:30. So, yeah, me and her, like we're nocturnal and like we like to sleep during the day and on the weekends she does that, and she doesn't sleep. She has sleepovers with her friends and then she just sleeps all day when she comes home. And I relate to that because when I used to get up for school, is my entire life before I even knew things like this could happen. I used to get up for school at like 6 o'clock, actually like 5:30, because the walk to my bus stop was 20 minutes. And then the bus ride to school was 45 minutes. So it took me an hour from getting to the bus stop to school. It took an hour. So every time I get up, what basically my point is, every time I get up earlier than like 10 or 11, I feel really gassy and nauseous and lightheaded, and it's almost like I'm allergic to the morning, that feeling of the morning, like where the sun is in the morning just makes me feel. But at the same time, I hate like when I wake up and it's nighttime, and it's difficult during the fall because in California it gets dark at like 4:30. So like if I sleep until 4:30, I wake up and it's nighttime. I don't know what day it is. But yeah, I mean, it's got to be just really difficult and depressing for a lot of people.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be. I mean, I've been making like playing music a lot because again, it really is a good way to fix that tiredness and. But yeah, so
look at this. I got the 4-track here.
There you go. That's awesome.
This is literally the mic that I've written all my albums on. I've demoed all my records. It's a fucking Philips microphone. I've had it since like 2003. It's the biggest piece of shit, but it still works without any problem. And I've been working on gonna just totally yeah. Luke Yeager just texted me back because I asked him to help me work on the new Foreign Objects record. I'm doing a new Foreign Objects record. And I'm gonna do it by myself, drums, bass, and guitars. Maybe not all the bass, but the difference this time is I'm doing the Foreign Objects record and I'm doing it by myself, but I'm going to have like really cool guest soloists, guitar players, like from my history since I started, you know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I've been demoing. The reason I'm in this room right now, I've been demoing all night Foreign Objects riffs, and I have some really cool stuff. Sounds just like Universal Culture Shock and Spheres, Pestilent Spheres. And I actually bought on that Reverb. There's a website called Reverb. Matt Sheehan helped me out. He found the Zoom. I think it's the Zoom 29. I forget what it is. It's a Zoom device from the 90s. It's really cheesy, but the way they got their like rhythm guitar sound on that album, I bought that thing, and it was really expensive, but I bought it, and I can't wait till it gets here so I can do the album that sounds just like that album. So, but I've been
does it have an expression pedal on it? The Zoom?
I don't know. No, it has a separate control pedal, but
okay.
It's just the sound effects unit that has the problem that it has that I got it from on the Reverb site. Apparently, Reverb is like kind of like a cheap eBay, but just for music, and it's really cool for like buying old equipment. And I've been looking everywhere. I've been looking on eBay and everything, and I couldn't find this thing. And Matt says, here it is. Here's the last one on Earth. So I bought it. It's the Zoom 9010 or something like that. If you look inside the album, you can see. But apparently, like, the singer of the band, guitar player, told me that's all you got to do is get that, and you get that sound. So I really love that guitar sound, because it's really spacey and science fiction sounding. And so I'm writing a new Foreign Objects album, and I'm going to have a lot of cool lead guitar players on it. So that's kind of exciting. Hey, Rasmus, what's up? I just actually, Filtenberg. Yeah, I just noticed your name because I packed up your records today, and I'm shipping them out tomorrow.
Okay. Well, that's what I was going to say. So I was going to say earlier, you know, the album is still only, 3 weeks old, and I see a lot of people posting that they're actually now starting to get their physical copies and all that stuff, and it seems like that's really cool. So we should still talk about that. I mean, I know that you're starting to ship some, you said, and
yeah, I shipped hundreds. It's so, I mean, it's fun. If you have like a movie, like The Simpsons usually distracts me. Like I can work while I'm watching The Simpsons because I can laugh and work at the same time. But no, I mean, I don't have a printer. I don't do that. I hand write everybody's address on a box. And then I go to the post office. Usually they tell me, okay, you know what? You can't do this many packages. Like if I try to send, like, even in America, like I'm sending records in you know, domestically in the US, they'll say, okay, that's enough. Like we got to move on to the next customer. So usually I only get to like ship like 20 or 30 packages. But now that I'm moving on to the international, which I told Rasmus, I'm starting to do the international packages. They take a long time because you have to fill out a slip, and I don't want to bore anybody, but I probably am. But I'm just getting into the international stuff, so you'll get it soon.
It's not boring.
I'm selling signed CDs of the album in my store too. So
it's not boring, you know, Darren. I've been selling some of my Bugs and Snakes CDs as well.
So
now I might not be selling as many as you, but what happened was at the post office, they were telling me at one point, you need to get the receiver to fill out a form and sign it to make sure that they get it. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me that anything I say, what if I want to send somebody a gift and I don't want them to know they're getting it? Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I thought that I was going to be screwed, but basically it was a communication English and Finnish lady, didn't understand what I was trying to do, and I worked it out, so now I can. But can you imagine if I had to, like,
No,
dude, that would be
it's
game over.
It's to the point where everybody at the post office knows me, even the customers. And it's funny because Skeet Ulrich from Scream was in the post office the other day, and he had his mask on, and he was taking a long time because he didn't know how to use the post office or whatever. But
okay,
it was just funny because I didn't expect that.
I was at the post office with you. Remember when I went? We went a few times.
I pretty much do.
They even know me now because I've been with you so many times.
They do. They know you, and I pretty much do it every day. But the fucked up thing that sucks is that, like, when I started like doing pre-orders for Synergy, the vinyl, the shipping at the time when I started the pre-orders was probably like July, maybe. It went up $4, and the label gave me 600 copies and said, you'll make $4 a copy if you put it at this price. So now I'm breaking even doing this, and it's difficult because, you know, I want everybody to get their records, and I have them, and they're in the house, and I was shipping them out, but I had to take it offline because, you know, we're getting low on them. We almost sold them all, and I had to increase the price because the shipping went up and everything. Like, when I put them on pre-order in July, it was like $22. Now it's like $27 or something like that. It's just, I got a lot, like, I'm just barely breaking even, probably losing like 60 cents every time I ship one out. But whatever. I mean, that's the price of people are supporting you. They're buying your record. You know, you can't complain.
There's some good suggestions. Visual Delusion says, buy a label printer and a scale if you're going to the post office and printing a label one by one. That's ridiculous. And then the Batman says, Media Mall will save you bank. Maybe a Media Mall. Do you know what that is?
No, I do Media Mail in the U.S., and even that has gone up. Media Mail for records
Media Mail
in July was $3.48. Now it's $5.60. So I'm also losing money on records that I'm sending within the United States. So everything has gone up. Even the boxes that I buy. Oh, I could show one. The boxes that I buy, they went up. They doubled in price. So it's like, all right, I'm frustrated. I'm thinking, okay, I'm almost out of these records. I want to save some for when we tour, obviously. So I'm going to, like, if I were going to sell them online, they would be so expensive. So I only have like a few left up online, and then the rest, like, very small amount, we're going to go on tour and sell, because it's fun to sell records on tour. We sold a lot of records on the last tour. So anyways, it's really boring. It's post office talk in the music business world. But your EP is awesome. And I already told you that, but it's really good.
Well, actually, I just started getting some mixes because the EP was like just rough mixes of the album, you know, which I agree. I think those are great, but I just got back some like real mixes from the studio, and it just sounds, I mean, it sounds a little bit better, but why not?
They're just like, all the songs are good. Like, I had it with me, but I mean, the cool thing about it being an EP is that what is it? It's like 4 songs.
So it's a 5-song EP, Bugs and Snakes, I Want You Out of My Head, that you sing on, and 3 other ones. But the album is going to have 10 songs.
And how close are you to finishing that?
It's all done. It just needs to be. It's just getting mixed.
Cool. Who's mixing it?
So when I produced the album with Andy over at East Street Studios in Helsinki, this guy Sami, who also played in a band back in the day, a band called Private Line in Finland, was pretty big. He's really he's awesome. He he knows how to mix rock. He's a rock guy. And the story behind this album is
Cool.
I was going to get Mike Tarsia, who has since passed away from Philly, who was supposed to mix my album. I've told you this before, have I?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to say muy bien to Esquizo.
We're losing your connection a little bit,
Muy
Darren.
bien. Thank you.
So as Darren spins and loses connection.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I know that sucked. That you
okay, I think you're back in now.
And he goes and dies on you. Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, maybe not.
I'm in this room. I don't know if you can hear me. The reason I'm in this room is because it gets the best reception, but it still sucks. I mean, I don't know. You guys don't. You guys seem like you don't like each other. What is that?
We seem like we don't like each other?
7. Maddie, wrote that. A Virgo 7. Is that smart ass?
I guess. That's awesome. I love it. I love those good comments. Keep them coming. But yeah, your thing is cutting. But either way, like I said, I was
Yeah, I love shocking comments. Maddie, Darren, how big is your cock? Here, and I think there's some hecklers, but that's fine. And are we still frozen or what?
No, now it's working. Now it's working.
Drop Dead, take care. Get out of my life, amigo. Yeah, that song actually it's a surprise sleeper hit.
Adios Amigo.
Adios Amigos.
Darren is probably is one of my new favorites on your album.
Thank you. That is something that a lot of people are saying. Danny Evison wants to buy me a new phone. Darren, why do you prefer a baritone? What's a baritone?
Baritone guitar. It's like a thicker, longer scaled guitar, and you can have like lower, thicker sound or something.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Never.
You don't need to worry about it. It's like for the kids. The kids today like that stuff.
I'm not a gearhead. I'll play anything. I'll play any guitar as long as it stays in tune. Yeah. I've smashed guitars for not staying in tune, but whatever. Darren, what about the Photoshop from Garth? Oh, did you see Garth Dunkel's Photoshop of you as a woman with big tits?
Of me?
Yeah.
Ooh, I want to see. Is it on your Facebook?
Well, maybe Garth will send it to you.
Yeah, please.
Funny. I don't know why he did it. It was just funny, and he
please DM me. Was it when I'm wearing the one-piece psychedelic suit?
I don't know. I didn't. No. I didn't take that good of a look at it, but I think Garth. You know Garth, right? When I had COVID,
yeah,
he was cooking steaks outside.
Yeah.
At the Philly show with Rake and John Teague and Aaron Ashcraft that night.
Hey, what happened to the guys that came out to do that, like filming? Did they ever film and like send you anything or what?
You mean Justin Nettie?
Yeah, remember they filmed like 2 shows.
Yeah, when people come out like Justin Nettie is like my little brother. I mean, this was before you, Matt. I mean, as far as touring, like I knew you, like you and Justin Nettie are about the same age, and I knew you like as the studio kid running around. But Justin Nettie was on our tour bus as a kid running around, and he's like my little brother, you know. So he's got like 2 or 3 kids now, and he's 30 something. I don't even know. And yeah, he's the one that came out, and we did that instructional video right on stage of vaudeville. But then I did the vaudeville. The vaudeville video of me playing it on YouTube, and that turned out really good. Me and Ken did that. But I mean, Justin Nettie came out and he brought his camera and his video camera, and he's like filming stuff, and like I love him so much. I don't want to be like, yo, Nettie, where's the fucking footage? Even though I'm saying it now, but like, no, I'm not gonna. Like, he came out and it cost him probably a lot of work and money and time to come out and film that entire show. But I'm not gonna ask him, you know.
Well, I'm talking about the.
He won't see. I don't think he'll see this, but I'm not gonna.
I'm talking about Matt Sheehan's friends. They came out for 2 shows. It's when you had COVID and you couldn't sing. And remember those shows? And like they filmed the one show, like you weren't really singing. We had people from the crowd come up because you physically had COVID.
That was with Ted. I mean, Rake John Teague, who was the bass player in my first band, This End Up.
Okay.
And Aaron Ashcraft, one of my best friends, got up on stage and sang. It was a lot of fun. I didn't know anybody was filming it. I didn't know Matt had anybody filming. I know Justin Nettie did some filming at a different show, but I don't know. Somebody just said something funny. Any songs that didn't make the cut for Synergy? Yes. There's one called Why Am I? Not the letter Y, not the letter M, not the letter I. It's WH.
Well, why can't it be the letter YMI?
Yeah, because Dirty Looks already has a song called Why Am I with the letter Y. But
Dirty Looks.
It's why am I still alive? Why am I still alive?
YMCA.
Yeah. It's not a bad song. It was just like, okay. The reason that I mentioned that song is because it's the first time I've ever gotten so far into a song where it's pretty much done except for a solo, and I'm like, this sucks. Let's stop. And I usually scrap shit before it gets to that point. But we got really far. The drums were done, like everything was done, and I'm like, I kept redoing the lyrics and the vocals, and I just couldn't get it right. But I was like, okay, this will be the 12th song on Synergy, but it wasn't. But maybe we'll use it for something else, and everybody will be like, oh, this is the best song, should have put it on the album. But to me, it just wasn't. You remember Soul Roach? Chunk Liddell asks. Yes, I remember Soul Roach. It was Jess's band. Or no, it was Ryan Dunn's band with Jess, and I think Chris Hanna, and I don't know if if their concert was taped, but I believe it was the same show as the Henderson Battle of the Bands This End Up show that is on YouTube. Not exactly sure.
Oh, Darren, I had a question. I saw that you had a post of your teddy bear that you manipulated. Well, tell us about that. You made a video for Bedtime Story.
Yeah, me and Matt Sweeney. It's really fucking soft. It's really old. Yeah, me and Matt Sweeney, who we go back a long ways. We're really good friends, and he's really talented. He just got off of doing a year in New York on SNL, Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
Before he got hired for that job, he just recently came back, and I'm actually going to see him tomorrow. I'm going to visit him. We're going to go hang out tomorrow in LA. But as soon as we had Bedtime Story ready as a rough mix, it was like one of the first songs done. I got this teddy bear, and it might look a little like what, but it's old and a little disheveled. But in the video, it turned out really cool because I put fishing line on the arms and I puppeteered it, and it turned out in the video. But the video was edited, and I love it, and it cracks me up, but I might have to re-edit it in a way that people will be like, okay, but it's just too much my sense of humor, too much Matt Sweeney's sense of humor, where we're just fucking around, and we did it in a day. Tim didn't show up. So we just did it in one day, and my son is in it, and it's just really well done. It's really a lot of fog, really scary, creepy. Not maybe not scary, but it's creepy. There is a scary part that's like scary, but yeah, there's some funny shit in there, and that's what Synergy Restored is all about. It's like it's got humor in it, just like all like it's a lot like Infiltrate. Like there's humor in there. There's no humor on Can Be Found. There's humor on Volume 1. There's no humor on Carver City, really. So Monster Mash. He did the Monster Mash. You know, there's a lot of like Halloween songs. Yeah, but this is the teddy bear. And I had him on strings and he was like moving around. And then there was this other doll that we had that's eyes opened if you lifted it up. And I had that on strings and I puppeteered that right off screen. It turned out really cool and freaky. We had lights and like strobes and fog, and it was just done right here in my hallway. It just turned out really good. But Tim didn't show up, so it's not like the whole band. Like if you watch the video, you might be like, "Where's the drummer?" Yeah, there was no drummer. But anyway,
it's interesting because you just brought up a good point. Like some of the other players that you've played with before. You're right. Like they're very serious. Like they don't really seem to be like have any humor. Like as where I love humor, and you do too. And it's so cool. Like it totally makes sense. Like I'm so glad that you're able to be more, free with what you're doing and having because
think about like Volume 2. Like that's all funny.
Yeah.
Think about like Fuckface Unstoppable. Think about Infiltrate, like Plastic Plan. Has my sense of humor, although some of the lyrics I wish I could redo, but that's what Synergy is. It's like a mix of everything. Like I sing with tongue in cheek. Sparks was a big influence. I was listening to Sparks' album Big Beat, and I was listening to Weird Al Yankovic's Alpocalypse album while I was doing Synergy. And it's just like there's so much metal, like Pro Tools metal, like, and I don't like thrash too much, and I don't listen to too much thrash metal anymore. Like I got the new Megadeth, and I'm just like it's the same old stuff to me. So I wanted this album to be like a group effort and a mix between everything I've done. What the hell are you doing? Bartending?
I just poured a new cup of coffee, but somebody asked, Darren, do you smoke weed? It's so funny. No, he doesn't. Neither do I. I think we're Elon Musk. We're Elon Musk when it comes to that.
I don't know anything about Elon Musk, but tell them the story about, if you remember on the last tour when I accidentally hit the pen too much. Tell them.
Yes. So this is like a wholesome story because, of course, in the U.S., it's a wholesome story. In the U.S., certain places like oils, like cannabis oils and things like that are totally legal. So it's just like smoking a cigarette, basically, right? So no harm, no foul. And our tour manager had some, and we were like, all right, well, let's try it. Why not? Blah, blah, blah. And Darren took some, and he was like, oh, this is pretty good. It's kind of like my vape cigarette, like awesome, cool. And then he was like, cool, give me some more. I don't really feel anything. So he took a little bit more. And then he was like, can I just have a little bit? I don't feel anything yet. It's like, so he took a little bit more. And then he was like, okay, cool, that's cool. And then like 5 minutes goes by and he's like, whatever, I feel fine. And then it's like we're getting ready to start the gig. And he's like, oh my God, I don't think I remember like anything. It's just like, what's going on? And we were like laughing. We were having so much fun. But it was fun. But you had like, yeah, it was fun.
Harry, I don't know if anybody, I forget which show it was, but I don't know if anybody videoed it, but it was fine. Like I felt like I was, like I hit that weed thing like every single day, but I never really inhaled it. It just made me feel like relaxed. But
Uh-huh.
this particular show, I forget which one it was. I was so anxious, and I hit it, and I was like, "Oh, this doesn't do anything." And then I hit it, and I hailed it too much because I'm not I'm not anti-weed. I've only smoked weed 6, 7 times, maybe
Yeah.
7 times now. Like, I'm not like, don't do that. That's horrible. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not against it.
Yeah.
So when I was hitting this thing, I inhaled it so much, and everything was fine except I felt really out of place on stage. I felt like I was like naked or something, but I could not play Disengage the Simulator. Every other song was fine, but I could not play Disengage the Simulator, and I kept screwing up the arrangement. And I remember being like, why can't I remember? Like, whatever riff we would go into, I thought, did we play that yet? It just turned out really fucked up. So I don't know if anybody has a video of that, but it was very noticeable to you guys.
Well, it was either you or me, because I was watching some of our live shows, and there was like a few times where like I would play like a different fill or a different thing than normal, and I would always see Kenneth being like, oh, because Kenneth is like precise and always on point. So it was funny watching back. I'm like, oh man, Kenneth is pissed at me. Oh no.
But
But that's all.
it's
Yeah.
fine. It's rock and roll, and I don't. Drumming doesn't have to be precise for me, which is the opposite of what's going on right now. Everything is gridded and mapped out into a click track, and I kind of want to like ease up on that a little bit. I don't think that drumming should be like, I think you should be able to play the first verse of a song and then maybe get to the second verse and not play it at the same speed, just to like make it like give it some personality. But yeah, I mean, like, it was hard. I mean, we tend to forget, but that tour, how long? When was that? We ended.
It was a few months ago.
Yeah, it was a few months ago, and we had very little time to prepare, thanks to our best friends. And yeah, I mean, the fact that we were able to pull it off after one guy didn't show up, and then one guy left. Old story, whatever. But yeah, we were able to pull it off as a.
Well, I agree with you. Like, to be honest, I think in my opinion, and this is my opinion, but in a rock and roll concert, if there's any like parts where it's maybe not exactly like the album, or parts that kind of go wrong or whatever you want to call it, to me, if I was in the audience, that would be the best thing for me to want to see.
Yeah.
Because it shows that the band is like fucking real, and they're right in front of you. They're not scripted. It's not scripted. So that's just my opinion.
I don't like going to concerts. I don't go to concerts unless, I feel obligated. Like if somebody calls and says, hey, we're playing here, whatever. If that hasn't happened in a long time. But yeah, I mean, like, mistakes at shows, like, yeah. I mean, everybody notices drum mistakes, but under the circumstances, it's not a big deal. We were in a very, very, I am so proud of that summer tour because of all of the setbacks and bullshit, unbelievable bullshit that we had to go through to get that done, over with, everyone satisfied, us satisfied, and
yeah,
it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard the difficulties ranged from lineup problems to homeless, like crazy drug addicts, vagrants.
Yeah.
Just really fucked up stuff that we experienced on that tour. It's unlike anything else. But it was cool to get like a good look at how America is in 2022. We did the West Coast, did the East Coast, we did in between. And everybody, like I said, there's so much. It has to be fentanyl. It's fentanyl.
Yeah, it's fentanyl. But also it's everything that we went through, and here we are. Like, I just want to go back out. That's how much fun I had.
And I'm working on it every day. I just talked to our booking agent yesterday, so we're gonna have something for February, March or April. 25 shows. Now, whether it's Europe or US, whichever comes first, I was saying, God, it would really be cool to play festivals. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck festivals. Because even when CKY, like at CKY's peak, we were never invited to do festivals. And then I think that um, that maybe the CKY guys tried, like, gave me a bad name with the festivals or whatever. And I was just like, fuck festivals. You play in front of more people, but you don't get paid. So I don't need to play festivals, whatever. Machine Head has never played in festivals. It's fun to be in front of crowds of like 50 to 100,000 people, but it really, I have pictures of that. So it's like something I've already done a few times, but it would be cool to get on festivals. They're booked a year in advance. So
Well, what's up with Thomas's guy? Is he still sick, or is he going to be able to talk to you at all? Because that's another thing.
that's your connection.
Well, I'll talk to him. I'm going to see him today, so I'll ask him because I figure if you're sick, you can still be in bed on the phone.
I wouldn't be.
You wouldn't be?
No, I wouldn't. But we
Okay.
we
Well,
have our agency. I said, look, 25 shows, 4 weeks, 1 month, 25 shows. It's 25 shows in 28 days. I really want it to be Europe. If that's difficult, we'll do another US run. But it's getting harder and harder to tour when you're in a band that a lot of people don't quite yet know what to make of. So that's just it. Like, we're gonna tour, but where we end up is just what we're able to get. I mean, we take what we can get. The older the album gets, the more that people stream it and support it and buy it is totally all about. Like, I don't even know how the album is doing in Europe. I mean, I see that a lot of people have the vinyl, the European.
well, if I get on Thomas and try to make something happen, is it still worth looking into?
Anything is worth looking into. I mean, like, at the very least,
For Europe, at least.
it's also about, like, yeah, I want to be the opening act, but at the same time, it depends on who it was. Like,
Right.
there's so many options. Like, we said, maybe 96 and Scorpion Child should do like a double headliner thing. And I was like, you know what? Like, they're a nuclear blast band. They're cool. Monty Connor signed them. He loves them. I think they're really good. I have their album, but it's like another stoner rock tour. I like to do something different than that. Like, I don't want to do another
Yeah.
stoner rock. Like, Native How was cool because they were like, but it would be interesting to like open for like a band that's I don't even know who, because whatever. But in the end, I think that even if we were offered like a really cool opening slot, I'd probably sit there and be like, you know what? Let's just go out and headline. Like, we'll get new people to come to the shows, but whatever. Like, I just want to go out and play. I don't even care. So it was so much fun and so challenging. And that challenge of all that shit that happened made it so unique and memorable. It's something I'll remember for the rest of my life. And I want to do it again. I want to do it again. It's kind of like getting stuck on a roller coaster. Like, you want to go on the roller coaster and you go down the hill and you're like, woo, but then it gets stuck. And then you're like, oh shit, what's going to happen? And then it goes again. Somebody fixes it and then you go again. And it's kind of like that. It's like adrenaline, fear, all the anger, like all that stuff mixed up, just trying to get it to happen. And just the fact that we finished it was like the goal. And we did it, and we did it really well, and every show was good. And it was fun. I don't watch the shows, but I go on YouTube and it says like 96 whole show, 1 hour 45 minutes. 1 hour, 35 minutes. I'm like, at least we played at least we played an hour and a half every night.
Well, I mean, come on, whatever happened. The fact of the matter is, you're right. We did play like 20 to 30 songs. We had like 30 songs that we could play.
Yeah. And then we did a lot of like memory lane shit. Like I'd throw out a riff, and you'd be like, if you didn't know it, you'd play to it. If you did know it, you'd play to it. And everybody it's we have a good time at these shows when we do it. We do
we had fun
all the way back, but like at the demos in like '97, pulling out Thanks for the Ride or Tunnel or something like that. But yeah, I mean, Paul Stanley said something really cool that I never knew how to put it, but he said it perfectly. He's like, if you're a band and you're playing a show and you're kind of like disappointed in the turnout, don't penalize the people that are there.
Right.
Because of the people that aren't there. And that's like always been something that I would never think of doing, but bands do that. Like I've been hearing so many tour stories about bands like Seven Dust, and like there's so many where like I'm hearing that their shows are, they're playing like 1,500 seat places and they're selling 350 tickets or something, and then they get up there and they're like, let's get this over with. And I've seen a lot of shows. I've seen a lot of shows where like bands are headlining these big places and like literally it's like 1,500, like I saw a band at the Troc, and the Troc was like 1,200, and there was literally just 5 people there, and they played for 15 minutes. It's like you're penalizing the people that came because of the people that didn't come. And I was like,
I agree, because you're exactly the same way as me. I remember playing plenty of shows. I played a show in Bristol, Pennsylvania, where there was like literally like it was at this hotel, and there was like 3 people. This was my old band. I had one of the best shows ever. I smashed my guitar. I don't care if there's 3 people or 3,000 people or 80,000 people, right? It doesn't matter. I mean, you're there to perform.
You do your show. And yes. And I'm being honest that like I remember when we played the Pontiac Grill as Oil, and it was just seriously just a bartender, and we fought over $15. What did I say?
Yeah, Pontiac. Yeah.
An Oil show in 1997, and we fought over $15. It was literally just the bartender and I think Chad's girlfriend. And you do your show. And the shows varied on that tour. On this tour we just did. Some of them were packed. Some of them were like, okay. And some of them were like, damn, But you do your show. You don't penalize, the audience that showed up because of the audience that didn't show up. So it's interesting that Paul Stanley said that, because I've never been like, oh God, like, let's do this show really quick and get it over with, because I'm not happy with the amount of people here. But when I was sick, when I had COVID, even then I was like, okay, let's, keep this going. So you got to do your show. You got to do your show. So that's
totally.
So this tour stood out so much. I mean, I've played in front of 3 people. I've played in front of 80,000 people. So have you. You just do your show. There's no difference, So I just want to do it again. I want to get out there and do it again.
Yeah, me too.
We got it going. I'm taking care of it. But we also need Thomas to see what
I'm gonna talk to him today, and I'm gonna try to be like, look, we got to make it happen or not.
If he can't,
he should just say he can't.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll tell him that. I'll be straight up. It's cool, because he'll be like, okay, yeah. I mean, let's just see what happens. We'll talk to him today. But either way, it sounds like something's going to be in the works. So everybody can be excited, because hopefully we'll be back. You'll be back out.
Yeah.
When?
I'm going to be talking about it all week. I'm going to be going over like U.S. or Europe, another U.S., another Europe opening slot in Europe, opening slot U.S. We'll figure something out. But yeah, I mean, we just have to, the album's new and it's getting stronger.
And people are starting to get their vinyls and their physical copies, and it's great to see.
The physical copies are slowing down a little bit, but the streaming is like going way up, and I think that's what everybody, like, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know streaming was like most of an album's audience, because I'm stuck in this physical format thing. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how to look at it, but they're just saying, let it grow, let it grow, let it grow, and it's growing. And vaudeville video is about to hit 100,000 in about 20 plays, so that's cool. I guess I'm thinking maybe I should pitch the store, because I just put I'm signing copies of the Synergy CD. And they're in the store. The CKYRockandMetal.BigCartel.com is the store. So there's some.
So go there and get your signed copy.
Yeah.
From Darren himself.
CD. Yeah, of a CD. Also, I wanted to say that like my big announcements tonight were that I wanted to say, like, I'm working on new foreign objects, but I'm going to do it myself, except for guitar players, and I want some outside writers in, which is the opposite of everything I do. Usually, like, I'm the guitar player, singer, and writer. For this next foreign objects album, I want to be all the instruments and have outside writers, so that'll be interesting. And also, I've been working on movie scores with a friend of mine who helped me with Acoustify.
Yeah, you had mentioned that a few weeks ago.
And we came up with a really cool track, and I want to paste it up on Facebook. I just need to figure out how to do that, but it's really, really cool, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun doing this stuff. It sounds great. It's very, like, we, influence. It sounds like John Carpenter and Goblin, and we have our own style in it too. So, we're looking for movies to do music to, and I'm gonna post that too. So there's a lot of stuff going on. We're working on the tour for '96. Working on foreign objects. Actually, Aaron Ashcraft, like, talk to him about coming maybe to Westchester or to Philly in February, just to party with Brandon DiCamillo and Ted and Art and God, everybody, Jay, like Chris Rapp, everybody, like, just come out. So I might come out, like, work with Malevolent Creation a little bit, go see my parents, and then go to Westchester just to party for a couple days. So that's something I want to do also in February. But keep streaming the record. I'm going to post the movie score sample. Check out Maddie's EP, which is awesome.
Yeah, and let's continue next Monday.
Yeah, and by then we should have
more info about the shows.
Yeah, more news, and we'll talk to Tuamis and figure out, like, hey, are you the real deal or are you just full of shit?
I'm doing it today. It's done.
All right, well, let me know and call me.
Okay.
I have the phone by my ear, so call me. Like, today's Monday, so the next couple of days I'm just, like, all business oriented. I get anxious and I call people, so just call.
All right.
And,
let's do this. And we'll see you all next Monday.
Yeah, I just want to say before I leave, is the reason I'm not myself right now is because I'm so fucking tired. I've been up since 5 a.m. So I usually am not this tired at this time, but thank you, everybody. CDs on sale at my store. Oh, vote for us a metal injection. That was cool.
Did done that already? I'm sure everybody else has done that already as well.
Well, it's just funny. I wanted to say because it's like, why are you going to put a bunch of people in competition with someone who's going to blow you away? Like,
I saw that. It's like
Megan. Of course, Dave Mustaine is going to win, or Kirk Hammett. Like, it's ridiculous to put all these people in competition with someone who's obviously going to win. But yeah, I mean, it's something that was available. It's up there. Give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
Sure.
But
yeah, why not? It's cool.
It feels good to be supported, and it'll be interesting to see like how that fares. But it's things are going good. It just doesn't seem like it because I'm so goddamn tired. But
it's okay, dude. I'm tired too. So wait till next week when I'm even more tired.
Yeah, I don't do well when I wake up, and I don't do well when I'm tired. So doing the best I can. But you can see my eyelids are like starting to close, starting to fall asleep. But thanks everybody. I love you, and keep supporting Synergy. Check out Matt's EP, which I love. It's so good.
Yo. Thank you all for joining. We appreciate it. We will see you next Monday.